Ladies and gentlemen, meet the most powerful, the fastest, the most tire shredding four-door sedan in the world. The 2015 Dodge Charger SRT Hellcat. And this sedan will take you, your wife, and your two kids up to a top speed of 204 miles an hour. And we're going to drive it next, coming up on the Fast Lane Car. The heart of the Hellcat, a 6.2 liter supercharged V8 that puts out, get this, 707 horsepower and 650 pound-foot of torque. And that is enough, like I said in the intro, to get this car up to a top speed of 204 miles an hour. And that is faster than the Challenger Hellcat. And the reason for that, this car is 12% more aerodynamically slippery in the wind than the Challenger version. Yeah, I bet you thought I was going to take this on the racetrack. We'll get to that, but first, check it out. I have the red key, which unlocks all 707 horsepower. And you know what? That's a brilliant marketing move on the part of Dodge to have a black key, which only gives you about 500 horsepower. And then, of course, the red key, because it's kind of like that old, I'm going to date myself here, underdog pill, right? Where you can pop out that pill and all of a sudden you turn into a really big and bad mixed metaphor Superman. So, 707 horsepower. Now, the boys at Dodge will tell you that this car has a lot more bandwidth than the Challenger. And what they mean by that is they made that car much more of a muscle car, and this is much more of a sports car. So everything's different. Spring rates, the way the suspension is calibrated. It's supposedly a much easier car to live with. More of a sports car, less of a muscle car. So let's see how it feels once we get it on the road. Oh yeah, I love this thick and fat steering wheel, because when you unleash 707 horsepower, you need something to hold on to for dear life. I also love the seats, firm, supportive, and pretty cool looking. I'm not so in love with the sea of elephant skin black interior, just a little too much. However, this infotainment system, one of the best in the biz. Overall, I'm nitpicking, but you know what? When you've got a car that starts at $63,000 and puts out that much power, you have to nitpick, because let's face it, this has more power than a Lamborghini at a quarter of the cost. Just mind-staggering. First impression, first time behind the wheel of this, is it's a big car. I think when you put a ruddy big supercharger, and that thing is big, I mean it's that big, into a car, you have to not just put a big engine in the car, you have to upgrade everything. So you have to have the drive shaft, the drivetrain, the suspension, everything has to work, along with, of course, the transmission, an 8-speed automatic. All right, here is by far the most mind-blowing thing about this Charger Hellcat. The fact that not only do I fit, plenty of leg room, a little tight on the headroom, but that you can take your family to church on Sunday, and on the way home with the kids in the back here, blow the doors off of any supercar out there. What was Dodge thinking when they built this thing? Oh my God! That is absolutely mind-boggling. I gotta do it one more time. The back end just let loose. I think I was in, what, 3rd gear, and the back end let loose. If we did not have electronics in this car, I would be off the road and into that tree, but that's the magic today. You can do it. You can put 707 horsepower into a car, and the car knows that you want to go left when you turn the wheel left, and so it takes the power away. It intercedes in a good way so that you don't end up wrapping it around a tree like you did maybe even 10 to 15 years ago. My God, is this addicting. All right. I was wrong. You do want 707 horsepower. Yeah, sure. More than 500 is probably crazy, but my gosh, is it fun? I think if I owned this car, I think I would go through a set of tires about every 2 days, because all I would do is just burn out. Oh, holy cow. For $63,000, that is absolutely insane. Absolutely. You know, you Europeans, I'm sure you're going to talk about the fact that it's not sophisticated, it's not the scalpel, it's a sledgehammer, but you know what? There is something, God, beautiful and just wonderful about having a sledgehammer. This is America, gosh darn it, and we're all about that! That is way too fast. That is just way too fast. Oh, my heart's a-pounding, and I'm in love. All right, perhaps the most controversial thing about the Charger Hellcat, actually the Charger in general, is style. A lot of people say that it uses a little bit too much of that Dart corporate design language. They like the older style better. They like the more in-your-face, more aggressive, more angular, less curvy look. You know what? When I first saw this, I agreed, and now that I've had some time to spend with it, it's kind of growing on me. I think it's just a matter of having it around and being able to spend more time with the car to get used to its much more angular proportions. All right, gang, I don't have the Solo DL, but you can time this yourself. 0 to 60, empty road ahead of me. Let's just see how it launches, huh? And there's 60. Oh my God. I don't know how long that took, but I'm betting that was probably around 5 seconds or so with that much wheel spin. Really, the issue with these cars is always getting the back end to lock up, because there's so much power, you just tend to completely overwhelm even the traction control system and just spin those rear tires. If there's any car that needed fatter wheels and tires, it's this one. Here's the best part of the car. Listen to this. That is the engine note. There's no augmentation. There's no enhancement. The radio's not piping in sound from the outside. There are baffles that open up to give you a little bit louder exhaust note, but it's all real. What you hear is what you get. I'm kind of torn because, you know, I like the fact that, for instance, the BMW i8, it does sound sporty even though it has an electric motor, and I know that that sound is completely fake. But at the same time, I'm a purist, and I love the fact that Dodge, at least in this Hellcat, has not messed with the acoustics at all. What you hear is what you get, and that's cool. It's authentic, it's hard to do, and I have a lot of respect for that. On the TFL scale of buy it, lease it, rent it, or forget it, usually we say, well, we need to spend some more time behind the wheel, take it back to Colorado, but forget that. I'm going to say buy it because it's such a crazy vehicle. A four-door sedan that goes 204 miles an hour that you can buy for $63,000. And if you're thinking about buying it, it's going to be available starting the first quarter of next year. Is it better than a Challenger? You know, it's different. It's got a lot more bandwidth. It's a little bit softer. It's a lot more family friendly. There is nothing that will put such a huge smile on your face that has four doors. As always, this is Roman reporting for the Fast Lane Car. Check out tflcar.com for more news, views, and of course, real world reviews. I gotta go drive this thing some more. I can't help myself. Ciao. Let's say you've got $60,000 burning hole in your pocket and you want a Hellcat. Well, there are only two choices. You can get the 2015 Dodge Charger Hellcat, or you can get the 2015 Dodge Challenger Hellcat. Now, Dodge says that this is a muscle car and that is much more of a sports car. Really, they're both muscle cars, but you know what? Let's take them for a ride and see which one is the one to buy. And that is coming up next on the Fast Lane Car.